I'm Manne from the Bethel Winery here in Israel. And this is the wine that we make. This wine is Carignan from a special vineyard called Cliff View. And that's exactly what's happening there. You're seeing the cliff right opposite, and it's on a slope, a nice drainage, lots of wine presses, aging wine presses from years ago, thousands of years ago. I want you to look at the color of this wine. How do you get to have a color of a wine like this? That's the only way to get to it is we're thinning the fruits 3 times a year. One is at pruning. We prune very low. The next time when it's flowering, like in Songs of Songs, they speak about the blossom and the smell of the flowering. So that's exactly it. At that time, within the fruit, we take some fruits off. And then in veraison, when it turns purple, then we're thinning the fruits again. And then we know exactly how many bottles are going to be for every wine. We planted the vineyards 23 years ago. In 1994, the reason we planted it in Bethel is because we saw so many wine presses curved in the rock that it means that somebody have used it. No one is making lots of wine presses just because they love wine or just because it's a fun for something. They really needed it. Every wine press like this could have done lots of bottles of wines. So that's exactly what they did. They grew wine. They grew wine that went to Rome, went to Greece, and they're writing in Rome and Greece, they're writing about the wines that come from Israel, the wine that comes from Bethel. My husband is Hillel Manne, a very, how would I say, he's very scholar. He likes learning. He likes working. We only know hard work. That's what we are. We just know hard work. And we get good things out of that hard work. It's important to us. Hillel grew up in Stanford, in California, and he studied agriculture. And then he made Aliyah. He came to Eretz Israel, to Israel, and he started managing thousands of dunam of wine, of grapes for wine, for maybe 37 years. That's all we know how to do, wine. If I'm looking at this wine, which is Cliff View Carignan, so you smell lots of berries in it, vanilla flavors. This wine pairs very well with lamb chops or some kind of beef, but good stuff. Let me taste it, please, so I can tell you more about it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Okay. The flavors that I get from the wine is cherries, some kind of, there's a lot of fruitiness. And the smells, even if I'm not close to it, I can still smell it. It's more to the berry side of the map of the flavors, and it's thick. You can see that it's only 3.5 bottles per vine. Usually they grow up between 7 to 12 bottles per vine, so that's 3.5. So for many years, we've been subcontractor. We just made wine for other wineries, and other wineries just bottled the wine and enjoyed it, and they branded their wineries. With the years, I think maybe 7 years ago, we decided, you know what? Let's make some in our label. And boy, did we make mistakes. We thought about it a lot, and we said to ourselves, in order to succeed, you need to want to win. You need to stand up and say, I can do it. But it's very difficult for us anyways. okay? But we did it. The moment we understood that we have what to say in the wine business, we succeeded. And nowadays, we import to United States, England, there's some in Holland, some in South Africa, all sorts of places in the world, not only Israel. And people, I think they love us. They write to us all sorts of things and tell us how the wine was great. And can you please tell us how do you do it? We have this red label. That's the red label is only varietals. There's Marcelin. There's Petit Verdot that should be served cold, should be opened into a glass container and should be served cold. Malbec, that is extremely good. Of course, Cabernet Sauvignon. And then there's the red gold label that is mostly blends. And then there's something majestic. The gold label, majestic, is sitting 20 months in new French oak. This is only from Bethel. Very thin vines that you can have 2 bottles per vine. And this is extremely good. And people are writing to us. We loved it. Very important part of it is that we live in Bethel. And when Abraham, our father, God wanted to give him the land. And he didn't take him to a low place and showed him, hey, this is your land. No, he took him to the highest point, above 900 meters over sea level. It's called Har Baal Chatzor Mountain. And he put him there, and then you see from the north, you see the Hermon, and then you see the Kinneret. You see the Dead Sea. You see the ocean. You see everything right under you. It's beautiful. I recommend to everybody to go see that place. It's so beautiful. And he promised him the land to his children, to us. And then Yaakov Avinu, Jacob, when he was going out of Israel for the reason he needed to, he was coming from the south, from Beersheba, and going up north. And he wanted to get to that spot. He needs to go out of Israel now. And he's so afraid. He wants to be back. He knows that this is his land. That's where he feels good. That's where he can grow. That's when he can do good to the universe. And he wants to come back. So he's aiming to get to Baal Chatzor Mountain. But God is doing something special, and he puts the sand down. And now he has to go to sleep. Where is he going to sleep? He slept, and everybody knows the beautiful, famous dream that he had over there, right? And God is promising him, you will go, you'll come back. Don't worry. And he's waking up in the morning, and what is he saying? He say, hey, guys, I did it. I had that dream. No, he doesn't take it to himself. He says, whoo, the land. This is an inspiring land. In this land, you can get inspiration. It's like a tunnel, a pipe that can bring to you inspiration because the land you're into. And I feel like this is the reason that we're succeeding. You know, for many generations, the Jews were exiled. We had a punishment. And we had to do the punishment. In my family, we never left Israel. But in the other people in the nation, they were out of Israel. And you know, we weren't a human being at all. If we were poor, we were dirty, rats, and so on. If we were rich, we were thieves. Wonderful. Everywhere a Jew turned his face, it was very difficult for him. A mother of a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, her mother was in the Holocaust. And she told me, you know, her mother, the grandmother, her mother, died from thirst. From thirst? It's Europe. There's so much water. How can she die from thirst? She says, yes, but if we knew that they're going to be Israel, we would have danced to work. The most important thing that have happened in the last 100 years, there's Israel. The most important thing for the whole world. Suddenly, there's ways, there's WhatsApp, there's new medication, there's solar energy equipment, there's so many, and there's great wine, and there's so many things that the world have developed. We don't need to invent anything. Everything is written in the Bible. If you want to enjoy it, to be with it, be with it. But if you want to enjoy it, then really be with it. You see this cup? This cup has a meaning. If there was a hole in the cup, I don't need the cup. I will throw it out, right? What's the meaning of this cup? The wine inside. It comes from outside into the cup. And that's the meaning of this cup. If I don't like wine, I don't need not the cup, not the wine. No meaning for it. So what's the meaning of the wine? Me. I love wine. I'm crazy about it. Look how beautiful it is. What's the meaning of this world is us. Really us. We're important in this world. Every one of us has something to fulfill in this world. If we don't, it's like that star that 2 weeks ago they found another star. So besides giving more salary to that person who found the star, who cares about that star? Wonderful, another star. But the human being are very important to that world. They are the meaning of this world. What's the meaning of us? Why are we here? The meaning of us is really the good things that we do, the good deeds that we do in work, with our family, with everything we do in life. That's the meaning of our life. Every deed that we do, good thing to the world, a new invention. We're fine at work. We're trying hard. We're drinking delicious wine. Everything has a meaning. Our whole life has a meaning. And that's how we succeed.